Hello viewers, welcome to the Vietnam News Agency's Daily Bulletin. Following are the headlines.
State and government leaders receive Lao Foreign Minister. Election results, list of National Assembly deputies announced. Hanoi people celebrate Đoan Ngọ Festival.
State President Trần Đại Quang has separate meetings with newly accredited ambassadors from India, the Republic of Korea, Saint Kitts and Nevis, the Federated States of Micronesia, Latvia, and Guinea-Bissau, who presented their credentials to the Vietnamese leader in Hanoi on June 9.
At the meeting with Indian Ambassador Pavathaneni Harish, President Quang expressed his hope that the diplomat will exert great efforts to cooperate with the Vietnamese side in order to advance the Vietnam-India relationship. He spoke highly of the upcoming visit to Vietnam by Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, slated for next September, saying the trip is significant and meaningful. Ambassador Harish believed that the Indian Prime Minister's Vietnam visit will contribute to elevating the bilateral relationship to a new height. At the reception for Korean Ambassador Lee Hyuk, President Quang said the Vietnam Republic of Korea strategic partnership has yielded fruits in various areas. He stressed that the Republic of Korea is now the biggest investor, second largest ODA supplier, and third largest trade partner of Vietnam. The ambassador promised to make all-out efforts to contribute to boosting the strategic partnership, stressing that Vietnam is one of the priorities in his country's ODA policy. While receiving Ambassador Kevin Isaac of St. Kitts and Nevis, President Quang noted with pleasure the active developments of bilateral ties in recent years, especially the establishment of diplomatic ties in November 1, 2013. He thanked the St. Kitts and Nevis government for its support for Vietnam's efforts to run for seats in international agencies and organizations. Ambassador Isaac said St. Kitts and Nevis attaches importance to enhancing the partnership with Vietnam and wishes to become the country's good partner. Meeting with Ambassador Carlson Apes of the Federated States of Micronesia, the president suggested the two countries support each other at regional and international forums and organizations, especially the UN. He called on Micronesia to support Vietnam to run for a non-permanent seat in the UN Security Council for 2020 to 2021 and a seat in the International Law Commission for 2017 to 2021. Ambassador Apis said Micronesia wants to seek new cooperation opportunities in the Southeast Asian nation. Welcoming Ambassador Maris Selga of Latvia, President Quang called on the two countries to increase the exchange of delegations and collaboration in trade and investment. He called on Latvia to continue supporting Vietnam to promote its relations with the EU, including the early signing and approval of the Vietnam-EU Free Trade Agreement. Ambassador Selga affirmed that Vietnam is the largest trade partner of Latvia in Asia and promised to prioritize economic trade ties between the two countries during his tenure. During his reception for Ambassador Malam Sambu of Guinea-Bissau, the president urged the two countries to step up the exchange of all-level delegations, especially those at a high level, to create an impulse for bilateral ties. And the ambassador said his country is planning to open an honorary consulate in Vietnam. The same day, President Trần Đại Quang received Lao ambassador to Vietnam Thong Savang from Vihan. President Quang wished the Lao ambassador successfully accomplish his task, thus contributing to the special solidarity and comprehensive cooperation between Vietnam and Laos. Ambassador from Vihan pledged to join hands with the embassy staffs to well perform the role as a bridge for relations between the two countries. He said Lao and Vietnamese agencies are actively preparing the upcoming visit to Laos by President Trần Đại Quang.
Also on June 9, State President Trần Đại Quang hosted a reception for Lao Foreign Minister Salomsay Khomasit, who has been on an official visit to Vietnam.
President Quang believed that the visit will contribute to the enhancement of friendly and traditional relations between the two parties, states and peoples of Vietnam and Laos. The state leaders spoke highly of the results of the earlier talks between the two foreign ministers, hoping that the contents and cooperative orientations for the coming time will improve the efficiency of cooperation between the two ministries of foreign affairs. He also affirmed that Vietnam supports and will share its experience to help Laos accomplish the role as chair of ASEAN in 2016 and successfully host the ASEAN Summit. Minister Komasit said the two sides agreed to step up coordination to effectively implement high-level agreements between Laos and Vietnam. The same day, Prime Minister Nguyen Xuan Phuc received Lao Foreign Minister Saleumse Komasit. Prime Minister Phuc highly evaluated the guest selection of Vietnam as his first destination after he was appointed as the Lao Foreign Minister. The Prime Minister suggested the two countries maintain the organization of annual inter-government meetings to review the implementation of already set issues and plans. While stressing that 2016 is an important year for Laos in its capacity as chair of ASEAN, Minister Komasit requested Vietnam to share its experience to help Laos fulfill the role. The two sides also discussed measures to beef up bilateral cooperation in the time to come.
The National Election Council organized a press conference in Hanoi on June 9 to announce the election results and the list of deputies elected to the 14th National Assembly. More details coming up next.
The resolution announced by head of the National Assembly Committee for Deputy Affairs, Trần Văn Túy, shows that more than 67 million constituents cast votes on May 22nd, equivalent to 99.35% of the total number. The highest turnout was posted by the Central Province of Thừa Thiên Huế, 99.99%, and the Northern Mountainous Province of Yên Bái, 99.98%. Among 496 elected deputies, 86 are ethnic minorities, 133 are women, 21 are non-party members, and 71 aged below 40. As many as 160 National Assembly deputies were re-elected, accounting for 32.3%. Concluding the press conference, Vice Chairman and member of the National Election Council, Phùng Quốc Hiền, said the election of deputies to the 14th National Assembly and the People's Councils for 2016-2021 has been a success, ensuring democracy and fairness in a legal, economical manner and becoming a true festival of all people. Following the announcement of results, the National Election Council will consider and deal with any complaints in line with the law and verify the qualifications of elected deputies who will report to the 14th National Assembly's first meeting.
Vietnamese and German lawyers shared experience to sharpen their skills in interrogation and litigation proceedings in criminal cases during a seminar in Hanoi on June 9.
The event was part of a cooperation program between the Justice Ministry and German Federation Ministry of Justice and Consumer Protection for the 2015-2018 period. Lawyer Phan Trung Hoài, Vice President of the Vietnam Bar Federation, said the seminar was a chance for Vietnamese lawyers to learn from their German peers in protecting the legitimate rights and interests of their clients, especially those who are accused. Many Vietnamese lawyers asserted that in order to ensure the lawyer's rights in collecting and effectively using evidence, it is necessary to enhance equality in the field, while designing a mechanism to ensure the responsibility of agencies conducting criminal proceedings to consider evidence provided by lawyers. German lawyers shared their experience and skills when gathering, verifying, and evaluating evidence, as well as the necessary skills required during the process of arguing at court and during investigation. A number of relevant cases were also discussed as case studies at the event.
The national flag carrier Vietnam Airlines has announced plans to increase flights on domestic routes to serve increasing travel demands during the summer season 2016.
Accordingly, from June 1st to August 15th, the carrier will provide over 662,000 extra seats on 2,115 flights across 11 domestic routes. The total number of seats served during the period will be over 3.55 million, up 22.9% from the same period last year. The carrier has targeted about 20.1 million passengers this year, generating $3.5 billion in revenue and $103 million in pre-tax profit.
Nearly 100 enterprises joined a women's job fair that took place in Ho Chi Minh City. Let's take a look.
Of the firms, 24 directly attended the June 8th event, the 8th of its kind, and 73 others are recruiting staff through online portals, with a total of 3,830 vacancies. They offered jobs in various fields, including electronics, IT, insurance, restaurant and hotel services, and textiles.
We provide consultancy for women and female graduates, and then connect them with businesses to help them find stable jobs.
Many businesses are committed to provide training for new staff, while some others are working with the city's women's union to offer free vocational training to poor women.
We would like to provide free vocational training for young people who haven't got jobs or chosen stable occupation. After the training, they will be guided to seek stable jobs.
During the 5-day event, a number of conferences will be held to discuss vocational education and job creation in an open labor market, and the rights and obligations of laborers joining unemployment insurance.
In Vietnam, Đoan Ngọ Festival, held on the 5th day of the 5th lunar month, is an annual important occasion. This year, the festival falls on June 9th. Let's join us to see how people, especially Hanoians, celebrate the event.
The festival takes place at the beginning of the summer, which is also the season for the proliferation of many diseases caused by insects and worms. That is why the Đoan Ngọ Festival is also commonly known as the Insect Killing Festival. Fermented rice is an indispensable part of the festival, as it is believed to kill the insect inside each person. As it usually happens during 30 years, the fermented rice shop of Ngô Thị Nga in home markets is crowded with buyers.
Fermented rice is a traditional and indispensable food for Đoan Ngọ Festival. It also symbolizes the rice crop. We often offer fermented rice, lychees and plums to our ancestors on this occasion, and we often do it early in the morning of the day in spite of being busy with our work.
People often use violet or large side-grain glutinous rice to make the fermented rice. At first, the rice is steamed and then mixed with yeast before being left for 2 or 3 days to ferment. It is eaten early on that day to fight the worms in one's stomach. Up to now, besides the Lunar New Year festival, Đoan Ngọ Festival plays a significant role in the life of Vietnamese people for practical and holy meanings. Enjoying the atmosphere of Đoan Ngọ Festival, people will get to know more about its value and spirit.
And that has come to an end of our program. Thank you for joining us and see you next time.